The UFC is back in Perth, Australia this weekend. My name is Izzy and I'm here to provide you my full card picks and predictions on the entire fight card from the bottom all the way to Carlos Ulberg versus Dominick Reyes as the main event. Before we get started, we will quickly recap the last time I did UFC predictions, which was 2 weeks ago for Noche UFC. Overall, there were 14 fights, but then one ended in a no contest, so 13 overall. Went 9-4, started the card 1-2. Was not doing well, and then we went on an absolute tear. I mean, hitting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight predictions, and 6 of those being the method of victory as well. And we also hit 4 dogs on the card: Aguilar, Silva, not John Silva, the first one, Hernandez, and David Martinez versus Rob Font. Ended up fading Diego Lopez, which was insane being a Diego Lopez fan, and also the fact that I picked him against Volk. But these things are easier to say now. But overall, predictions went well. The plays went well as well. Started off a little shaky, obviously, like I said. Down about 2 units, brought those 2 units back, and then went up almost another 2 units. So slow and steady, literally just been having a lot of good profitable days here and profitable days in the NFL as well. Now, after week 3, up over 10 units on the season. Who else is having that type of success? So, of course, if you want all of these predictions earlier written down for you, that way you don't have to watch it as well, so you can have them whenever you want. You don't have to listen to my voice. All the plays early, all the exclusive plays that I don't put out here or TikTok, please join the Discord. It is $14.99 a month. You do get a free week with that subscription. So if you, by the time you watch this and you sign up, you'll not only have everything for this card, you'll have everything for the NFL slate, and then even a good amount for the next week's UFC card and NFL slate as well. So please join me there. It is a fraction of everyone else's cost, and I think it is better than everyone else's. So please do that. And I want to thank everyone that has subbed to this channel. We are now over 700. Thank God. W's. Thank you. Like I said before, I did a giveaway at 500. I'll do another giveaway at 1,000. I say this literally at every video. Hopefully we can get to 1,000 before the end of the year. I'm going to be dropping a lot of content from now until then. So please help me with that. Share this with your friends, like, comment, you know what to do. But like I said, there are 14 fights here on this card, a good amount of bangers. So people from that region like to scrap, and they like to put on a show. So we'll go one by one. I'll let you know who I like. Who I really don't like. We'll probably brush by a few of these fights too, because some of these are a little weird. And yeah, let's have a solid banger night of fights. First fight of the night, Loma Lookboonmee versus Alexia Tainara. Now, Tainara is 3 inches taller, has a 5.5 inch reach advantage and 1.5 inch leg reach advantage. Going to be very big for her game plan. Going to be just sticking and moving. She's going to use her jab as much as possible. Loma has some power on the feet. Obviously, a lot of kicks are going to be coming Tainara's way, especially because she doesn't really have much of an advantage there. And Lookboonmee's going to want to close that distance as much as possible. Even if she's not really throwing too much with her hands, she's going to be attacking those legs a lot. Also looking to get some takedowns here. Now, Tainara is coming off of a win as well against Molly McCann, where she choked her out towards the end of the first round. And that's when Molly retired finally. And Lookboonmee is on a 4-fight win streak. Denise Gomes, which is a great win. Elise Reed, great win. Bruna Brazil, great win. Estela Nunes, I mean, kind of went down in competition there, I'm not going to lie. But she has implemented the perfect game plan with damn near all of these fighters. She takes them down, holds them there, controls them. Could be a little hard against Tainara early, but I think she'll be able to take her down, because Tainara hasn't had to really deal with that so far in the UFC, and Luma's going to be pressuring her on the cage. Like I said, first round, Tainara probably wins, and then Louie is going to be able to implement her game plan. Louie right now is a plus 190. Yeah. Louie is a plus 190, which is kind of insane, to be honest. Do we really think Tainara is that good? Because I don't. I think Louie is going to be able to win at least one round, and then maybe even push it to a third. And then, especially if Tainara is gassed out, give me Louie Lookboonmee to win by decision. I'm not even going to overthink that one. Next up, 2 debutants, Brando Pericic versus Alicia Ellison. Like I said, both in their debuts, so they're not going to be showing too much here. Let's just keep it short and sweet. Perisic is fighting in his side of town. He's 4-1. All 4 of his wins are by first round knockout or TKO. Lost once by getting choked out. And then we have Ellison, who's 5-1, has finished all of his opponents also in the first round, and then also did get choked out, which is his one sole loss. Now, honestly, this is likely going to go one of two ways. One is going to absolutely smoke the other early, or they're going to get tired and then it's going to look very nasty at some point. So I'm low-key, part of me is leaning towards the latter, but for some reason, I do lean Perisic. Aside from the fact that he, like I said, he's from that region, I think he has a lot of power. I think he's going to be able to catch Ellison first. Perisic right now minus 196. Not my favorite. Wouldn't really attack that. Line's going in his favor, probably because he's from there. Line's going down, minus 196. Like I said, not in love with it. Would rather just take fight under 1.5 probably. You probably get the same odds, to be honest. Like I said, someone probably goes down. They both are massive, never been TKO'd, but it's either that or someone or both of them get super tired, and then we watch a boring ass fight after the first round and a half. So, anyways, give me Brando Perisic to win by knockout or TKO. Next up, we have Michelle Montague versus Luana Carolina. Now, it is Michelle's debut, so we don't have nothing there, of course. Luana is 5'6" with a 69-inch reach, and Michelle is 5'9" with a 69-inch reach. Now, it's funny because Luana seems to always be like the long, lankier one. She's honestly hasn't had the worst run so far. Obviously, she got smoked by Molly McCann, then lost a split to Joanne Wood. She's on a 3-fight win streak since then with a finish, even though she came in fat. But the other two solid decisions, especially against Petrovic, who was 6-0 at the time, and now she's fighting another 6-0 fighter who went 4-0 in the PFL, 1-0 in Bellator. She's 6-0 overall, all by rear naked choke. So, I mean, you would expect like Luana to understand what the game plan is here. She has 74% takedown defense, which isn't so bad herself. We have seen her been taken down before, like the Louie fight where she got taken down 2 times out of 15. Obviously not pretty, but Louie is not a great wrestler. Obviously, she's just kind of getting hit and like trying to find her spots as well. Got taken down twice by Joanne Wood, 2 out of 4. Very close fight there, obviously. I think Michelle's going to be able to take her down. I think at that point, she's going to be able to absolutely smoke her. Now, if she wastes all her energy trying to take her down early, she might get absolutely cooked. Like I said, Luana probably the better striker on the feet. This one arguably much more boring than the first fight. I think Louie and Tainara is going to be kind of a scrap. This one's going to be boring as hell unless Michelle finishes her. Michelle is minus 230 right now. Wouldn't take that. I would just take sub. She's 6-0. Take her to win by sub. It's probably plus money if you want to take her. If you want to take Luana, definitely take her by decision. This is probably a red flag fight for me. Don't want to deal with a debut in here. We already had to deal with 2 in the last fight. So give me Michelle Montague to win by submission. Next fight, Colby Thicknesse versus Josias Musasa. Now, Musasa is an inch taller, 5-inch reach, but Colby does have a 4-inch leg reach advantage. Now, Colby lost his debut to none other than Alexandre Topuria, where he showed signs that he was kind of up for the challenge early, and then Topuria just started to take over a bit. And then Musasa, 8-1, also did lose his debut to Carlos Vera. He got choked out by Carlos Vera, my Ecuadorian brother. But that's still a very bad loss considering where Carlos Vera is in his UFC career or in his career in general. I'm going with Colby here. I'm going with Colby. I think that might be scary early. Musasa does have a lot of power, but I think Colby's going to implement the perfect game plan, to be honest, being that, he showed a lot of heart against Topuria, and he actually showed that he can stand and bang with them as well. Is he probably going to have to grapple a little bit? Probably. He's probably going to have to grapple at some point in this fight if he wants to survive. I mean, he's pretty well rounded. 2 wins by TKO, 2 wins by sub. He gets him down. If Josias is tired, I think he finds the neck and he's able to choke him out. But worst comes to worst, I think he'll be able to win 2 rounds to 1. Colby right now is plus 126. Another underdog. Give me another underdog. Give me Colby Thicknesse to win by decision. Next fights. Jamie Mullarkey versus Rolando Bedoya. Now both are coming off of losses. Mullarkey is an inch taller, same reach, and Bedoya has the 2-inch leg reach advantage. Now, Mullarkey, like I said, is coming off of a loss, 17-8, 5-6 in the UFC. He's lost 3 of his last 4, last one being to Rufi. I mean, what are you going to do? Then lost to Taveras. I mean, he's kind of getting cooked by these dudes. But he's taken over a year off. And then we have Bedoya, 14-4, 0-3 in the UFC. But listen, lost a split to Chaos, could have gone either way. Loses to Kanan Song, loses to Jai Herbert. He had his moments in every single one of these fights. Obviously, Jai Herbert got the knockdown and also Song Kanong, but he outstruck Song Kanong. He didn't really get too outclassed by Jai Herbert. Landed 2 takedowns, and Bedoya actually ended up with more control time in that fight. Mullarkey's well past his prime. Bedoya might not be the greatest, but I think he edges the mark of UFC level. I think he's like right there, and I think that's super important. He's right there, and they're kind of feeding him someone who can very well outclass him because he has a ton of UFC experience. Like I said, he has 11 UFC fights, 5 and 6, but regardless, look at the killers that he's facing. So this could very well be a Neil Magny versus young gun situation where it's like, oh, he gets absolutely outclassed by the vet. But I don't think that works with Mullarkey. I think he gets clipped. I think Bedoya throws a lot, hits hard early. I think that if you're not at his level in terms of speed and quickness and agility, he will be able to take advantage as long as his IQ stays intact, because sometimes he does act kind of stupid. I think that, same thing with, like I said, with Kanan and Jai Herbert, primarily strikers. Mullarkey, not really. Bedoya is a favorite in some books, but a dog in others. So I'm going to say he's a dog, because he's a dog. He plus 105 is a dog. Minus 101 is a dog. Minus 103, plus 105, plus 103, plus 100. Actually, in most books, he's still a dog. So he's an underdog. Give me Rolando Bedoya to win by TKO or decision. Next fights. Jonathan Micallef versus Oban Elliott. Both are 6 feet. Micallef does have a 5-inch reach and a 3-inch leg reach advantage. We'll start with him. 8-1 in the UFC, or 8-1 overall, sorry. 1-0 in the UFC, beat Kevin Jose, and then won his Contender Series fight October of 2024. Oh, they added a new thing on Tapology where it says 1 UFC contract. It's actually pretty cool, to be honest. And now he's facing Oban Elliott, who looked really strong in the UFC, 3-0 at some point, and then faces Koo as a very heavy favorite. Seok Hyung Koo could potentially be a ranked fighter right now. The levels that he showed, I know Oban Elliott isn't the GOAT or something, but the levels he showed in that fight were like next to none. Like, he looked so good everywhere. It was almost absurd. Now, before that loss, he was on a 3-fight win streak, Beat Val Woodburn, Preston Parsons, and Basil Hafez. He smoked Basil Hafez. I think this is a bounce back spot for him. He's going to have the disadvantage everywhere but the height, which is a problem, obviously, but he's going to be looking to wrestle. I think he might be able to do that at some point. He does hit hard as well. Going to be a little hard to hit Micallef, especially if he's keeping his range. He's going to have to close that distance, try to get him on the cage, take him down, implement your game plan there. And I think he'll be able to do that, to be honest. I think Oban Elliott has a lot of skill. His IQ is a little questionable at times, but I think he has that, he has the right head on his shoulders most of the time. And especially in a win like this, in a fight like this, after losing the way you did. Now, Oban Elliott right now, minus 125. Damn near a pick'em almost. Probably will be a pick'em at some point. Give me Oban Elliott to win by decision. Next up, Cameron Rowston versus Andre Petroski. We don't have Rowston's height here, which is really funny considering we watched him fight 3 weeks ago. Rowston is 6'3", He's going to be 3 inches taller, 5-inch reach, 4-inch leg reach advantage. Now, Petroski tends to always have the reach disadvantage. He does have little arms, but when he closes that distance, I mean, God, is he an MFer to get off of you. He really is. Like, it's quite insane. And people love to fade Petroski, and I don't. I like Petroski. I think that, like, he's a pretty good fighter. I think he knows what he needs to do to win. And you know what? I prefer that. If you know what you need to do to win and you're looking to at least beat them up, then you're good on my book. And that's what I think he does. Sure, 5 straight decisions, or 4, sorry. 4 straight decisions. Not pretty, but it's fine. Loses to Edmund Shabaznian in June. Kind of gets outclassed by Shabaznian, to be honest. Meanwhile, I have taken him in all 4 of these fights. So now I'm 3-1, taking Petroski in his last 4. And he's facing Rowston, who just fought straight up, bruh. He fought in August of 2025. He fought August 19th. We're in September 20-something right now. He's fighting literally almost exactly 5 weeks since he won his contract. He looked good. Listen, he was on Contender Series. He's the only fighter out of the 3 who fought Taurus Finney and didn't get finished on Contender Series, because Finney was just taking him down and humping him. He comes back on Contender Series and puts on an absolute clinic. Looks really good on the feet. I mean, like, just his striking looked so good, like very Sean Woodson-esque. And now he's facing Petroski, who we've seen have problems with longer ranger fighters. Like Shabaznian. We've seen him have problems with body kicks before, Jacob Malkoun. Now, if Rowston gets taken down, could be a problem. Could get choked out. But you know what? This kid asked for this fight here. He asked for it, and they gave it to him. And he cannot disappoint. Sometimes you just have to go with that. Because if you go skill for skill, why did I sound like I was from Boston there? If you go skill for skill, Petroski, you're going to go with Petroski. Better grappling, better competition. What else more do you need if he gets past that first round, right? Because there's 3 rounds. You need to win 2 at least. But sometimes you just have to go with the hometown kid. And the hometown kid is Cam Rowston at plus 126. Give me Cam Rowston to win by TKO or decision. Next fight, Navajo Stirling versus Rodolfo Bellato. I'm not going to spend too much time here. Stirling, an inch taller, 1.5 inch reach. Bellato, an inch leg reach advantage. Bellato was about to lose to Paul Craig. He was on the verge of losing to Paul Craig. Navajo Stirling is going to mop the floor with him. And he's not even that good either. Navajo Stirling right now is minus 245. That is the cheapest you will probably find him on this fight. Before this probably drops, he will be in something that I'm giving to the Discord, more likely than not. Because Bellato is not a good fighter. He's just not a good fighter. Give me Navajo Stirling to win by knockout or TKO. Next fight, Tom Nolan versus Charlie Campbell. Now, Tom Nolan's going to be 3 inches taller, 1/2 inch reach advantage, 1 inch leg reach advantage. So, anatomy-wise, not too much in the reach. 3 inches taller could be something. Especially because we've seen Charlie Campbell. I mean, he's looking to punch you straight in your face. His jabs are clean. He does have a lot of power, but if he's overextending, he could get cracked as well. That's where I see Tom Nolan really trying to get his knees involved, trying to hit Campbell with something with his knees and to his face, to the body. I could see that happening a lot if they're in the clinch. Tom Nolan's going to want to be in the clinch at some point. He's going to want to close the distance as well, even being the taller fighter, to land some elbows. I mean, you saw how Diego Lopez and Jean Silver were throwing elbows. That's the way Tom Nolan's trying to throw elbows as well. So that part's going to be extremely fun. Now, Tom Nolan currently 9-1, 3-1 in the UFC. Lost his first one to Nicholas Mota. Mota cooked him. And then he's been on a 3-fight win streak since. And no matter him being an absolute killer, this and that, he beat Victor Martinez in the first round. And then he beat Alex Reyes and Borshev by decision. So listen, he has the cardio-ish to do enough for 3 rounds. And then we have Charlie Campbell, 9-2. Lost to Chris Duncan Contender Series. And since then is also on a 3-fight win streak. beat Streaker. Oh, he left. Sorry. 2-0 in the UFC. Beat Alex Reyes and beat Trevor Peek by decision. Power-wise, I do lean Charlie Campbell. I think he has a lot of power. I just think Nolan is the more diverse fighter. I think if it goes to the ground, he is clearly favored. I think with his height advantage, that's going to do major wonders with his grappling as well. Also going to do major wonders with, just like I said, those knees to the body. He's going to try to take Charlie's head and push it towards his knee as much as possible. If Charlie Campbell does overextend, I think that can definitely happen. But he has been cracked before, and if there's someone who has the power to do it, it's also Charlie Campbell, to be honest. Which makes this fight very interesting. Very interesting, because I should be going with my New York boy here, Charlie Campbell. But Tom Nolan, minus 162. That's also, I'm not loving that either, to be honest. Charlie Campbell might be the way to go when it comes to that. I'm almost convincing myself to go otherwise right now. But I'm going to go Tom Nolan. So give me Tom Nolan to win by TKO or decision. Next fight, Justin Tafa versus Louie Sutherland. Now it's Sutherland's debut. Sutherland's 6'3", 76-inch reach. So he's going to be 3 inches taller, 2-inch reach advantage. Now, obviously Sutherland, 0-1 in Bellator, 1-1 in PFL. Went on a nice little win streak after that. But guess what? In LFL, I'll be honest with you. No matter how much I want to fade Tafa here, this is like tailor-made for him to win, because he's just fighting someone who's going to try to punch him first. Don't take this fight. I mean, whatever you want to do, but Tafa's probably the way to go. And even when I'm saying it, that's how you know, like, come on, it's kind of ridiculous. Tafa probably is the way to go. Someone's going to get hit first. Tafa right now minus 130. Nice, lightly little favorite here. Give me Justin Tafa to win by knockout TKO. This is one of those fights you're going to be like, oh, but Tafa sucks. This is tailor-made. This is a tailor-made fight for him. Like, this is literally a tailor-made fight for him. The other dude is not that good either. He went on. Justin Tafa could be the world champion and look like John Jones in LFL. So please, give me Justin Tafa to win by knockout or TKO. Next up, Jake Matthews versus Neil Magny. Now, Neil Magny is going to be 4 inches taller, 7-inch reach advantage, and 2-inch leg reach advantage. That advantage is crazy. It's crazy. Now, Jake Matthews is coming off of a banger win. Shout out Jake Matthews, because he was part of a cycle that I hit this year in July, where he choked out Cheaty, and we needed him by sub. We had a decision on someone else and a TKO on someone else. And we smacked that shit. We smacked it. Couldn't be happier. And he's on a 3-fight win streak. Beat Cheaty, beat Prado, beat Rowe. Lost to Morales. Fair. Close fight. Won a round. Beats Darius Flowers. Darius Flowers, worst UFC fighter you've probably ever seen. He's won 4 of his last 5. Neil Magny is quite literally the opposite. Neil Magny has dropped 3 of his last. No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to hate on you, Neil Magny. You've only lost 2 of your last 3. Lost to Prates, lost to Morales. Beat Zaleski in his last fight. Was hurt early, and then just started to turn up on other unk. It was an unction. Ends up beating Zaleski, getting on his back, and just absolutely raining blows on him. This is interesting because Jake Matthews, at this point, right? First of all, Neil Magny's 38. Jake Matthews is 31. Jake Matthews is in the prime of his life, and he looks like it. He looks really good. He's always had this skill. Even a lot of you who let's just say, like, during that first UFC stint, right? He's been in the UFC for so fucking long. I really try not to curse on this one. I'm trying to be a good boy, but it's so hard. Pause. Now I'm letting everything fly. He's been in the UFC since 2014. Won a lot of fights there. I mean, let's just go on like the 2018, like when he beat Jing Liang. He, at that point, looked really good. Skill for skill, just like has the power in the feet, but mostly is trying to lean towards the grappling, the wrestling aspect of everything. Now he's really found his own. There's been moments where he just kind of doesn't seem like he has it, and then he surprises everyone. He was like, I do have it, motherfucker. So it's going to be interesting to see how he's able to combat that with someone like Neil Magny, who who's an unk, who knows what he needs to do to win. It's gonna be a banger fight. Neil Magny's gonna know what he needs to do to win. Is he gonna be able to implement that game plan? I'm not sure. I think he won fairly recently as well. Jake Matthews is in the prime of his career. Jake Matthews right now is minus 440. Not beautiful, not pretty. Probably wouldn't take that, but I think he wins. Give me Jake Matthews to win by TKO or submission. Next fight, Jack Jenkins versus Ramon Taveras. Now, Taveras is an inch taller, going to have a 2-inch reach and a 1-inch leg reach advantage. We saw Jack Jenkins last in a fight against Gabriel Santos where he got choked out. Close fight, and then he got choked out. Beat Herbert Burns before that, and then lost to Chepe where he broke his shit. It was terrible. Then we have Ramon Taveras, who has a lot of power. He beat Surrey City as a dog by split decision. We're like, oh, he's gonna murder Davy Grant. What does Davy Grant do? Davy Grant comes back with a stiff ass neck, and he's like, not today. You might kill me tomorrow, but today I'm gonna beat your ass. And he beat the shit out of him. So who do I go with? Because they both suck. I'm just playing. I'm going to lean Jack Jenkins here. I think Jack Jenkins is actually way better than Ramon Taveras, to be honest. He's back at home. He needs this win more than anyone. He needs this win. Jack Jenkins minus 295. Give me Jack Jenkins to win by submission or decision. I think he's going to be able to take him down and choke his ass out. I don't know why I got so damn hyped. It's 9 in the morning. Jimmy Crute versus Ivan Erslan. Same height. Jimmy Crute has the 1.5-inch reach advantage, 1-inch leg reach advantage. Another fun one here. Another very, very fun one here. Jimmy Crute ends up winning his last fight, which was very fun, and it wasn't that long ago either. July. Everything happens in July, apparently. Beat Marcin Prachnio by armbar, finishing the first round. I faded Jimmy Crute here. I remember I took Prachnio. He was like plus 250. So obviously, but still, I still chose him. I thought he was going to win. And I thought it was going to be closer than it was probably. Ivan Erslan, 0-2 in the UFC. Ion Cutelabas by split, loses to Navajo Stirling. He gave both of these dudes a run for their money. So I feel like a lot of people are going to be seeing that and like, he had 2 close fights with Ion Cutelaba and Navajo Stirling. Surely he's going to be able to maybe chin Jimmy Crute because we've seen Jimmy Crute chin before. I think Jimmy Crute is starting to gain momentum here. I think I'm going momentum based. Also, back at the crib, Jimmy Crute is going to be able to take him down and choke his ass out as well. Jimmy Crute right now is minus 196. Not a bad. I'm not going to lie, not the worst price. I think that if Ivan lost those 2 fights like fairly decisively, this line would be minus 300. But because he gave a run for both of them, a run for their money, I think that this line is closer than it probably should be. Give me Jimmy Crute to win by submission or decision. And the main event, Carlos Ulberg versus Dominick Reyes. Now both are going to be 6'4". Both have the same reach and the same leg reach. You couldn't ask for a better situation here. Now Carlos Ulberg is 12-1, 8-1 in the UFC. He lost his debut after winning in Contender Series to Kennedy and Jack. And then since then, he's on an 8-fight win streak, including a win over Jan Blachowicz in March. And we have Dominick Reyes with the absolute comeback of the century. He's on a crazy win streak. He fights John Jones. We know what happens. I'm not even going to explain it to you. Then he gets interim light heavyweight, gets smoked by Jan Blachowicz, gets smoked by Yair Prochazka, and then gets smoked by Ryan Spann. I saw that live. I was in shambles. And since then, he took a few years off, almost 2, beats the shit out of Dustin Jacoby, absolutely mauls Anthony Smith, and then smokes Krylov. And now he's facing the best of all 4 of those in Carlos Ulberg. Now, here's the one thing about Carlos Ulberg is that not a lot of people like to admit. He's not that good of a striker. He can strike, and he has the power. But I'm starting to think a lot of you just like the idea of Carlos Ulberg. because he's tall and he looks like he should be running on New York Fashion Week or something. Because he's not that good. Jan Blachowicz, who is a former champion, has an issue also with not doing enough lately. Maybe it's because he's old. He's 42. I know he won the belt late, but he is old. Carlos Ulberg is in the prime of his fucking career. He's 34. He's nearing the end of it, but he's only had 13 professional fights. He is as fresh can fucking be. And you're telling me you only landed 75 significant strikes against Jan Blachowicz? That doesn't rub me the right way. It was boring as hell, and I can blame Jan as well. But Carlos, brother, you got to do more than that, buddy. You just can't live like that. You can't live like that. It's not cool. It's trash. It's trash. Dominick Reyes has gone through the fire, and I'm going to be heartbroken if he gets knocked out in the first round. But this is a 5-rounder, and there's only one person I can trust in a 5-rounder here. Because after the first 2 rounds, maybe, Carlos Ulberg is going to slow down. And if he doesn't catch Dominick Reyes in the first 2 rounds, because here's the thing about Dominick Reyes, right? He got caught really bad against Jan. He did get caught by Yuri as well, where he put Yuri out for a split second. But he threw some dynamic shit at him, some elusive shit. Everyone would have got caught by that. And then loses to Ryan Spann. Since then, his striking has gotten better. He has more power. He's moving his head a lot more. He's not getting hit as much as he used to. He could still get cracked by Ulberg, don't get me wrong. But if not, he's the better fighter. He's the better striker. He's the better grappler. What more do you want? He has the better story. After this, he could fight for the belt. Carlos Ulberg will be looking to fight for the belt after this. He's going to be saying he wants the belt. So if Dom wins, why not? Why can't it be him? Why can't it be him? Who wants to see Yuri Pereira again? I don't. I really don't. Reyes versus Pereira. Reyes versus Micallef. That's a banger. Dominick Cruz right now, plus 200 flat and even. Give me Dominick Reyes. Did I say Dominick Cruz? Give me Dominick Reyes to win by decision. Big dog there. And that caps off UFC Perth. Carlos Ulberg versus Dominick Reyes. I want to thank everyone, obviously for sticking around. I love doing these UFC breakdowns. They're very fun. This will be dropping before the NFL Week 4 video. So make sure you like, comment, share this one, obviously. And then, like I said, you will have another video this week, literally the day after, for the NFL. So please make sure you go ahead and watch those. We went 11-5. I drop a lean for every single game on the slate. Week 3, we went 11-5. If you had taken all of those leans, you'd be in profit. Every single one of those first 3 weeks, we have been in profit, above 500 in every single one. So please watch those videos as well. Like I said, also please follow me on other socials like Instagram and TikTok. I do drop some free plays there as well. Also, please, like I said, join the Discord. It's $14.99 a month, and you get a free week with it. So you get a million things in between that for free. Why would you not do that for a fraction of everyone else's cost? And I guarantee you it's better content and more value than anyone else that's charging you $100 a month for nonsense. For 500 plays a night. They hit 2 and then they go on Twitter and, post it like they're Gandhi. It's insane. Regardless. I love you all. I hope you guys have a safe, wonderful, and most importantly, blessed rest of your week. I will see you in the NFL video, and I'll see you on Discord. Let's keep cashing.